They say some objects are cursed, not because they kill you instantly, but because they wait, they watch, they listen, and when the time is right, they choose. This is the story of a candle that never goes out, and every hour it burns, someone dies.
It started on a rainy evening in Delhi. Armand wasn't the type of person who believed in ghosts or curses. He was a practical man, an architecture student who spent most of his time designing buildings and dreaming about his future. That night, he was walking through an old market, trying to find shelter from the rain. The streets were almost empty, shops closing one by one. Then he saw it. A narrow shop hidden between two abandoned buildings. A flickering lantern hung above its door, swinging slightly in the wind. The sign read, "Curiosities and Relics." Something about it felt wrong, but curiosity pulled him inside. The air inside was thick with dust and silence. Shelves were filled with strange objects, old clocks, broken statues, faded paintings, and items that looked like they belonged to another century. And behind the counter stood an old man. His eyes were pale, almost white. "Looking for something?" he asked in a low voice. Armand shrugged. "Just waiting for the rain to stop." The old man smiled. "A storm like this doesn't stop easily." Then Armand noticed it. On a small wooden table in the center of the shop, a single candle. It was already lit. The flame didn't flicker like a normal candle. It burned steadily, unnaturally calm. "Strange," Armand muttered. "You keep a candle lit during the day?" The old man's smile faded slightly. "That candle is not for light." Armand laughed. "Then what is it for?" The old man leaned closer. "It is for endings."
Armand thought the old man was joking. "How much for the candle?" he asked casually. The old man didn't answer immediately. Instead, he said slowly, "If you take it, you must never try to extinguish it." Armand smirked. "Why? Is it magical?" The old man's voice turned cold. "For every hour it burns, a life will be taken." Silence filled the shop. Armand rolled his eyes. "All right, Baba, I'll take it." The old man stared at him for a long time, as if measuring his fate. Then he said quietly, "Once it is yours, it will never leave you."
Armand placed the candle in his room. He lit it again, though strangely, it seemed like it had never truly gone out. That night, nothing happened. No voices, no shadows, no fear. He laughed at himself for believing even a little. But at exactly 1 a.m., something changed. The flame grew slightly taller, and somewhere in the distance, a dog howled. The next morning, Armand woke up to chaos. His neighbor, Mr. Sharma, had died suddenly during the night. Heart attack. Perfectly healthy man, gone without warning. Armand felt uneasy. Then he looked at the candle. It was still burning.
The candle wasn't just killing people. It was feeding on something. Fear, despair, time itself. And the more Armand resisted, the stronger it became.
The final rule. One night, the voice spoke clearly. "There is only one way to end it," Armand whispered. "Tell me." The flame grew brighter. "The candle must finish its final hour with its owner."
The horror. Armand understood. The candle wasn't random. It was counting. And when the time came, it would take him. The countdown. The flame began to shrink. For the first time, the candle was nearing its end. Armand locked himself inside his room. He tried to stay awake, but exhaustion took over. The last hour. At midnight, the flame grew massive. The room filled with shadows. The walls seemed to breathe, and the voice whispered, "It's time!" The ending. Armand screamed, but no one heard. The candle burned brighter than ever before. Then suddenly, darkness. The next owner. The next morning, the room was empty. No sign of Armand. Only the candle remained, still burning. Later that day, in another part of the city, a curious young man entered a strange antique shop, and on a small wooden table, he saw it, a candle, already lit. Some objects are not meant to be owned, because they don't belong to you. You belong to them. And somewhere, right now, that candle is still burning, waiting for its next owner.